Hey guys, I appreciate you stopping back by today. We all have our own preference on the type of women we like. Some of you guys like the younger women. Some of you guys like the older, more mature women. So today I want to talk about the dangers of getting involved with the older, more mature woman. So grab your beer, pull your seat up, let's talk about it. Alright guys, before we get started, I want to let you know that the purpose of this channel is not to bash any woman, any tradition from any country in the world. I'm here to inform you on my observations from living in the Philippines, dating Filipinos. So I know every experience is going to be different. There's going to be guys on here that's been living in the Philippines 20 or 30 years. There's going to be guys on here that's been married to a Filipino for 20 and 30 years. They're going to have different experiences. The purpose of this channel for me is for a support group for guys that's wanting to go to the Philippines and find the love of their life, marry a Filipina, or just date a Filipina. So that's the purpose of this channel, is for us guys to get together, have a place to come, maybe get some live streams later on, if I get enough subscribers, get enough likes and shares, so we can all talk to each other. We need a support group, you know. Women's got support groups all over the world, I'm telling you. My ex-wife come to the United States, she had a support group as soon as she got off the airplane. And she knew people in the Philippines that was married to Americans or been married to Americans or dating Americans. And they got friends that's been dating, married, lived with people from all over the world. England, Australia, Great Britain, everywhere. They know somebody that's dating somebody or married to somebody that's been from your country. And as soon as she starts getting involved with you, she's going to find that person she can talk to so she can hear their experience and find out what to do. So that's the reason, the purpose of this channel. Now I talk to you, I'm a little harsh, you know. I talk to you just like it's just me and you talking. Not that I'm talking to 100 or 200 or 500 or 1,000 people. I'm just telling you and sharing my experiences. I'm not here to belittle nobody. I just want to keep your wits about you. Make sure you keep your eyes open, because there's laws in different countries that don't apply in your country. And I'm gonna share that with you today. I'm gonna share with you the dangers of dating an older Filipino. Now, I would prefer to have, if I could pick the Filipino of my dreams, it would be a beautiful 35-year-old Filipina that's never been married, that's got a couple kids, or whatever she wanted, 1 or 2 kids, that was older. You know, if she's 35, maybe she'd have a 15, 16, maybe a 17-year-old child. She don't want no more children. I'd like a 35-year-old woman, older woman, more mature, that had kids, wasn't expecting no kids, and don't want to get married, because I don't plan on ever getting married, but is looking for a lifelong partner to share her life with. That would be my ideal woman. But it's hard to find that. I mean, you know, they're out there, but it's hard to find. Most of these women that you're going to find that has a couple kids that's 35 years old has been married. And there's a big danger in that. Now, a lot of you guys are going to say, oh, I've dated a lot of married women in the Philippines. Ain't nothing going to happen. Ain't nobody ever said nothing to me. Well, I'm going to share with you today a danger that you can run into. And you just have to make your decision, whether you're willing to take the chance or not. I've got some articles I want to share with you today about a guy that got in that situation. And in the end, it turned out good for him. But it could have been a lot worse. And he's not the only guy that has experienced this. There's other guys that experienced this. It's not common, but it can happen. So before you get on these dating sites and you get in these Facebook groups and you start talking to married women, you need to make sure you're ready for the challenge or what might happen. Because it might not end the way you want it to. So, all right, let's talk about this. All right, guys, let's get this party started. I bought several $1,000s worth of equipment here, and I'm still trying to learn how to use it. I'll put my little ass in the corner down here because I'm going to throw up some articles that I found. A lot of you guys are probably talking to women that are married in the Philippines. Well, the reason for this video is just to give you a heads up, a warning, what you're getting involved in. I ain't trying to deter you. Every situation is different. Just want you to go in with your eyes open. So I'm gonna start off with this article. Let's look at this picture right here. All right, this is a picture of David and Cynthia Scott. Now, David is from England, and Cynthia is from the Philippines. She was a married woman at the time, had been estranged for a while. I'm going to read this article about them and the situation they went through. So, this is something that you guys need to think about before you get involved with a woman that's been married. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of these women in the Philippines, if you ask them they're married, they'll say no. If they've been separated for a husband a while, they'll tell you they're not married. Because they're not going to tell you anything that's going to push you away. They'll wait till you fall in love and get you trapped. And then it'll come like, well, I am married, but we've been separated for 10 years. He's on another island. He's gone. I don't even talk to him. But we're not together. I don't consider it married. And some women will tell you, I've been in Facebook groups. I've been administrator in groups. I've been a co-founder in groups where women say they're widows. Well, a widow or a widower is someone that's got a spouse that died. But these guys ain't dead. They just think that if they're not with them, they can consider themselves a widow. You got to be real careful. When you talk to these women, you need to ask them, have you ever been married? Are you legally married on paper? Are you legally married? Because a lot of women will say, oh, I'm not married. And then you'll find out 2 or 3 months down the road, I thought you said you wasn't married. Well, I was married 10 years ago, but we've not been together. I've not seen him. He went to another island right after we separated. And so I am legally married, but we're not together. Don't worry about it. It's no problem. Don't worry about it. Well, I'm going to show you in this picture right here of these two people, the situation you can get yourself in. All right, let's pull this up. I'm going to read it. I'm going to try to read it. I've seen some, it's not exactly written the way it should be, but I'm going to try to read this. The trio became embroiled in a bizarre adultery case in the Philippines earlier this year, which saw them jailed, and they ended up hiding in the jungle to avoid further time in prison. All right, before I go on any further with that, if you've ever been married in the Philippines, you're always married. So if this lady that you're seeing was married 10 years ago and she ain't seen him in 10 years, she's still married, okay? This woman's still married. And there's only one way out of it, and that's an annulment. And it can take years. It could take 4 or 5 years to get an annulment, and it could cost you up to $10,000 to get an annulment. So if you meet a woman online or any Facebook group, or dating group, and you get involved with a married woman, you fall in love with her, you're going to have a long road ahead of you. Because you can't marry her. I mean, you can't marry the woman. She's already legally married. She's got to get an annulment. And it's not guaranteed. You might go 5 years, and at the end, they're going to say no, because there's only specific guidelines you can use to get an annulment. in the Philippines, their tradition is once you're married, you're always married. And the guy has got it a whole lot easier than the woman. A woman's penalty is much higher for adultery. If a man cheats on his wife, it's considered a concubine, however the hell you say it. And the penalty is not as stiff. But if a woman cheats, it's considered adultery. And that's a stiffer penalty. It's not fair. It should be the same for each, but it's not. All right, let's go on with this article. Now I'm coming off the hip, you know. I'm talking to you just like it's just me and you. So here we go. Cynthia's estranged husband, okay, brought the full force of the Filipina law down on David from England and Cynthia when he learned of their romantic tryst. Okay. She was married, been estranged from her husband for a long time. And here, she probably met him online. I'm sure she met him online somewhere. Dating site, Facebook group. So I'm sure he'd come to the Philippines to meet her. All right. Well, her estranged husband found out about it. And you can bet your ass they're going to find out about it. Okay. Somebody that knows her ex-husband, and they're gonna do anything they can to make sure he finds out about it. So I want to let you know right now, if you get involved with a married woman and you go to the Philippines, I don't care if she's not seen him in 30 years. I don't care if he lives in another country besides the Philippines. He's gonna find out about it. So you need to know that. When you get involved with a woman that has been married in the Philippines, she's always going to be married to him unless there's annulment, which is going to cost up to $10,000. It could cost $4,000 to $10,000, and it could take 4, 5, 6 years to get it done, if it gets done, if the judge decides to let her have it. And there's only specific reasons she can get an annulment. All right, let's go on. Mr. Scott, 37, from Walcott, I guess that's how you pronounce it, arrived in Britain after his family raised money to pay for his fare, and he said he is delighted to be back. I bet he is. I'm sure he is delighted to be back. Let's go to this next article. We'll explain a little bit more in detail. It's a huge relief to be back after all this time, he said. It's great for Mom to finally be able to meet Cynthia and Janina, I guess that's his little girl, that little baby. I can't describe how happy I was when I got off that plane and saw my mom there. I just threw my arms around her. His ordeal began in the Philippines at the start of this year when he and his then pregnant girlfriend, and I'm sure he met online or a dating site, and he got her pregnant, were arrested because she was still married to a man she left years ago. All right? Adultery is against the law in the Philippines. So, give you a little example. I got not involved, but I met this lady online. I'm not doing that again. But when I was in this Facebook group, I made a lady online. She was an administrator in the same group I was in. And we got involved with each other online. Can't say we dated or she was my girlfriend because I never met her. But she was in the same situation. She hadn't seen her husband in 10 years. They had 3 kids together. She was 42 years old. One of her sons was an engineer. The other son, I think he was pretty much a drunk. He didn't make nothing of his life, really. And she had a girl the youngest one was like 15, and she was going to school. She was wanting to be a nurse. Now, this woman had 2 houses and 3 farms. And she told me she didn't want my money. She just wanted a good man. and that she wanted me to save my money and she's going to take care of me. I mean, it was, everything she said was a dream come true. I mean, really. I mean, she said, I want you to keep your money. I'm going to take care of you. I know how like American men like their baths. I'm going to put you a bathtub in so you can have a hot bath. And when you get up in the morning, and I'm going to, you know, it was really, I couldn't ask for anything else. The only thing that got to me is I talked to a friend of mine that's got a YouTube channel. She's probably the most famous person on this YouTube channel, on YouTube. And she said, don't do it. You don't know what you're getting into, because all you hear is her side of the story. You don't hear his side. You know, anytime you get in a relationship that don't last and you split up, you talk to the man, it's all the woman's fault. She ruined it. If you talk to the woman, it's all his fault. There's three sides to every story. There's her side, his side, and the truth. Now, you don't really know his side. You don't know if this man is crazy about this woman. He's obsessed with her, and he's been begging her back for 10 years. You don't know. You don't really know what she's telling you is the truth or not. You just know her side of the story. Now, here you come along from another country. You're the rich foreigner. I don't care if you work at McDonald's. You're the rich foreigner. And you move in with her. Now, he's going to find out about it, okay? I mean, you can bet your ass on that he's going to find out about it. And she might tell you, well, he's done started another family, and if he tries to start any trouble, we'll start trouble with him. Well, you got to think about it. Or do I really want him to get involved in any trouble in another country where the laws are adultery is jail time, prison time? So you got to think about this, guys. You got to really think about it. And this person on this YouTube channel said, don't do it. She said, there's so many beautiful young women over here that's not been married. Why would you want to even get involved with a married woman? And she's right. She said, don't even get involved. When you find out this woman's married, before you develop feelings with her, you need to cut it off right then. Unless you just willing, you don't give a fuck. You know, I don't give a fuck. She's married. I don't care. I ain't scared of prison. I ain't scared of them motherfuckers. Well, that's fine. Well, then go ahead. You know, I'm just giving you a heads up what you into. You don't know what you're getting into, what you could get into. Like I said, now there's gonna be guys on there that say, listen, that little fucker don't know what he's talking about. I've been living in the Philippines 20 years, and every woman I've dated was married before I met her. And I ain't never had no trouble. And he's probably telling you the truth. And he's probably lucky as hell. So, all right, let's go on with this. I'm going to try to make this video a little shorter than my other ones. I talk too much. All right. So, the couple spent 3 days in a tiny jail cell in Manila after police arrived at their home. They were told they would have to pay Cynthia's husband 7,000 pounds for the charges to be dropped. All right, let's talk about that. I've said that before in my second or third video. I was talking about the Philippines right when I got started. These men find out that their beautiful young or wife, I'd say ex-wife, but it ain't. They're still their wife. Now she's got some foreigner over there. That makes him jealous, you know, because she's doing better. So he's thinking, damn, she left me or I left her, and now she's over here with this rich man. Now he wants 7,000 pounds to have the charges dropped. He's trying to blackmail them. Now see, that's legal in the Philippines. He can go up there and say, well, you know what? You tell them when you go back to their jail cell, if they give me $20,000, I'll drop the charges. That tells me he don't care too much for her. He's trying to get some money out of it. And I'm going to tell you what, desperate people, poor people, in desperate situations do some crazy shit. So, if the guy hadn't started another family, even if he'd been with other women, she got to prove it. But he's got proof that y'all two together. So he can blackmail you. He can say, hey, listen, you give me $20,000, I'll drop the charges. If you don't, I'm going to pursue this to the fullest extent of the law. I'm going to put y'all ass in jail. And I'm going to tell you what, you don't want to go to jail in the Philippines. I think I said this before. Look up Happy Jail on YouTube. Happy Jail. That's a jail in the Philippines. It's a short movie about real life time in the jails in the Philippines, the prison. It ain't good. They put about 20 or 30 of you in one cell. And, you know, I'm going to tell you, you know, they're real nice to you on the street. They're real friendly. But if you put a white person in an all-black jail, they're going to stick out like a sore thumb. And it probably ain't going to be good. If you put a black man in an all-white jail, it probably ain't going to be good. You're going to get targeted because you're distinct. You're different. And, I mean, that's just the way it is. I'm not trying to sound racist or nothing. I'm just saying, you know, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. You're going to be the center of attention. It ain't going to be good. So before you put yourself in that situation to go to jail in the Philippines, you need to think. Let's go on. In the months that followed, the couple were able to flee the Philippines and have been living in Thailand while they were waiting to see if Cynthia and their newborn baby, Janina, could get Britain citizenship. That was finally granted earlier this month. There have been times over the last few months when I never thought this moment was going to come, Mr. Scott said. There's a terrible thing to think that you're never going to come home. But we got through it, and here we are. It's difficult to describe what we went through because if you weren't there, you can't really begin to understand. It made me realize how lucky we are to live in England, where if you see a policeman in the street, you know they are there to help you and aren't going to pull a gun on you. These guys was lucky that they didn't serve more time, that they got the hell out of there. I don't know how they did it, but I think the minimum sentence for adultery is 1 year and 4 months in prison. And they committed adultery. He had them. I mean, he had them. They was arrested. Charges was filed. And they would be found guilty. They was guilty of it. They was guilty of the crime. So he got lucky. He got out of that. Now, is that common? No, it ain't common. Probably won't happen, you know. But there's a chance it could happen. So that's the dangers of dating an older Filipina. I think I read, now I'm not sure exact by numbers, I can't remember. I think it said that 40% of the women that got married last year in the Philippines was 26 and older. I think that's right, you know. But, so if she's in her mid to late 20s, there's a good chance she's been married. I think a lot of us. I know I did. I got married when I was 20, which was too young. You know, now that I look back on it. But I had a baby on the way. If you start dating these older Filipinas that's 35, 40 years old, there's a good chance that she's been married before. And she's still married. I guarantee you, 99% of the women in the Philippines that has been married are still married, even if they're not been with their husbands for 10 or 20 years. Because annulment is very hard to get and it's very expensive, $4,000 to $10,000. Probably be more than that if they find out they're involved with a foreigner. because, you're rich. So it's probably going to cost you a little more. And it could take you 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years to get it to court. And then you don't know if you're going to get it. So are you willing to spend that much time, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years on a woman and $10,000 and still don't know the outcome, of what's going to happen? So anyway, that's going to be the end of this video. I just want you guys to be aware of what you're getting into. You need to make your questions clear to these women, because a lot of them won't tell you what you want to hear. You ask them, are you married? Have you ever been married? They'll say no. Are you legally married on paper? There's a thing called a CINMAR, a certificate of no marriage. I would ask for it. I said, well, if you ain't been married, I'm going to see the certificate. The CINMAR, certificate of no marriage. She can easily get it. It's easy to get. Probably won't cost $10 to get that. She can show you. And a lot of them will tell you they're a widower. I'm a widow. And they're not a widow. They just haven't been with their husband for 5, 10, 15 years. So you need to make absolute sure before you get involved with a married woman in this situation. Because like I said, all you know is her side of the story. More likely, she's going to say that he was abusive and drunk, didn't take care of her or her kids. That's probably what you're going to hear from most of them. And that's why she's looking for a foreigner, because all Filipino men are the same. Well, that's her side of the story. You ain't heard his side of the story. And in the middle somewhere, there's the truth. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Like I said before, the purpose of this channel is a support group for men. Women's got support groups all over the world, Breast cancer, football players run around with pink uniforms on. Women got support groups for everything, but a man, men don't have support groups for hardly anything, If a man fucks up, it's funny, If he loses everything he owns and messes up and gets the wrong woman, it's funny. But if a woman does it, she got a support group to help her out. It's always the man's fault, So I want to start a group of us together, collectively, share our experiences, I know there's a lot of guys out here, I know this. It's got a lot more experience than I do, and observe different things, and probably got better ways of getting around things than I do. And I welcome you all to come in and comment, subscribe, like my channel. Hopefully, down the road, we can get enough followers to do some live streams. I think you got to have like 1,000 subscribers, I think it is, before you can do live streams. And that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping we can do some live streams and we can get opinions. I'm not here to say I'm right and I know everything, because I don't. I don't want you to think that. I just share with you my observation and my experiences. I've been all over the world. Not everywhere. Some of you guys have been to 57 countries. I ain't been that many. I've been about 10, I've had my share of women from different countries. I've experienced different things. I've been married from different women from different countries. And I just tell you my observations. So I think of you all as brothers, my friends. And there may be some things I'm wrong about, or you have different opinions. And I appreciate it if you will comment below and give me your opinion. Tell me why I'm wrong. Maybe I am wrong. And I'll be glad to admit anything I say wrong. I'll be glad to admit it. So listen, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. I try to make this a little shorter. I'm going to do some more videos. Hopefully what I plan to do, what I'd like to do, I've been real busy. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning now. This is the only time I've had to do a video. I'd like to make several videos to where if I get behind, I got one to release. I think I'm going to do a video of the dangers of dating a young Filipina. And I'm going to do a video on the dangers of dating a Filipina with children. I got some other ideas. And if you guys got any more ideas on some videos that you'd like me to share, talk about, please comment below. All right, brothers. Let's come together and help each other out. Until next time, God bless.